We get our patients up very early, and I believe that we start that early on in new nurses' careers as they join us and kind of just bring them into the culture of early mobility. As we mentor the nurses that are younger than us and new onto the floors, we tell them the complications of not getting out of bed and really stress that. And I think for many of us, we've experienced those patients that have had those complications. I remember as a new cardiac intensive care unit nurse, we'd get patients right out of surgery with a coronary artery bypass surgery, and I remember telling them, if you don't get out of bed, you'll get pneumonia and blood clots, and that could, cost you your life. That could kill you. And I've had a couple of patients that refused to get out of bed, and they did end up dying from complications of being in bed. And so it has always been a part of just what we do to, just try to minimize complications, get people up and out of bed as early as possible, because we know that helps us get them up and out of the hospital. So the nice thing about the chairs and getting patients up into them is that it can keep us safe as clinicians, and honestly, it helps with patient safety as well. So in our traditional way of getting patients up, we literally have to stand with them, use them to help us, use us to help them up, pivot them into chairs. And so it does take them having a little bit of strength and a lot of technique as far as movement. With the chairs that we use, we can lie those flat and just literally laterally transfer a patient over and then sit the chair up either at a 90-degree angle, and or it can be put back a little bit more, so we can angle it at convenience. It's very convenient, especially in an intensive care unit in an emergency, because you can lie it flat and either work with the patient still on the chair, or you can move them laterally back onto the bed and do whatever you need to do in an emergency as well. So they're very versatile, whereas if a patient was in a regular chair in an emergency, it would be almost impossible for them to assist you in getting them back into the bed to do anything. The chair brings a lot of value to our organization because it does keep our workers safer as they mobilize patients early in their medical recovery. It also is of value because it protects our employees from harm during the movement and mobility of our patients. And so really, honestly, ultimately getting patients out of bed earlier, we know is going to shorten their stay and decrease complications and really save costs to the organization. So there's so many benefits that are unsaid and not easily measured that we get from being able to get the patients up in the chair earlier and help get them out of the hospital sooner.